I ain't hungry. First, I always say hungry dogs run fast. I ain't hungry. I'm starving.
Hurd takes the snap. He's back. He's going to run. He's in. Touchdown! Jalen Hurd.
When that cage opens up again, our teeth are snarling. We're drooling. We're ready. We're hungry, ready to hunt again.
Dallas. We hate you. Racing snow. The Eagles train to go. The Eagles win.
And again, and again, and again.
It ain't about them, it's about us. We play up to our potential. Each and every one of us together. Nobody can beat us, I promise you. Promise you.
What is up, my Brus, my bird Brus? We are back with another Speaking Birds. It's your boy Speaks. We got John here. Unfortunately, we are missing the boy Clayton. So we're just one John, no Clayton. That's okay though. These Thursday matchups. I mean, look, the prime time. First of all, does anyone like prime time? And then second of all, you get into a rhythm. I mean, think about it ripples down. You know, the team's got to rush things up through the week. You know, we're doing this podcast. We got a rhythm down when we record. It throws that all off. You know, just the whole Thursday. I'm tired of it. What's going on, John?
How we doing? Yeah, unfortunately, we're missing part of the crew, but the wheels keep turning.
The wheels got to turn. The wheels got to turn. Yeah. Do you like? I know. So you're on the East Coast. Those primetime games are awful. I mean, they're awful out here too. But, you know, I can't imagine having to stay up till 11:30 to see the end of a game.
Oh, my God. It's terrible. And then I was supposed to go into work the next day. I ended up switching, but normally I have to get up at like 5:30 to go into the office, which isn't a lot, but
you're trying to watch a game. You know,
like an idiot. Yeah, I mean, like we pick our days, but like an idiot, I thought Friday would be a good day, and I never looked at the schedule. So,
yeah, well, at least you're able to switch. But let's jump in. The Eagles 7-2, the Redskins 7-3. Eagles are holding firm in first place of the NFC East. I think we're the second seed. If the playoffs ended today, we're the second seed, only behind Detroit, who just narrowly scraped by. But yeah, We're sitting pretty. We're sitting pretty. Anything you saw, you know, throughout the week? Any extracurriculars? Any game notes that you wanted to bring up?
Nothing about the game. Again, I didn't get to rewatch it, but I will say some of the things I saw here. You know, Zach Bond getting the Player of the Week defensively. I thought that was pretty huge. Again, he's graded out as the best linebacker in the last 3 weeks.
How crazy is that?
Dude, he's an animal. I got another cool thing about Zach Bond while we're here. Only player in the league with 80 plus tackles, which he has 87, 55 solo, 32 assists. He has 2 sacks, 3 forced fumbles, 1 fumble recovery, and an interception.
I mean, he's a stud.
Best linebacker in the league.
Man, I gotta admit, like, I haven't had my like ear to the ground as much. I'm just like locked in on the Eagles, but I'd say he has to be in the conversation. I mean, from my peripheral, I don't see anyone that's really lighting it up at the linebacker position. What about you?
I'd say he's probably top 2. I think maybe the only other one would be, you know, the only other argument would be Fred Warner from the 49ers because he's pretty nasty. But I mean, for me, it's Zach Bond easily.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, he's incredible. I mean, like, and it's insane that we're getting solid linebacker play, especially Dean coming around too.
Yeah, I don't want to flip the subject here. Dean's been incredible, but me and Clayton have been getting on CJ Gardner a lot.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And last week he grades out as the best
yeah, saw that.
DB in coverage with a 92.3. So maybe we're not watching correctly.
Yeah, I mean, well, we got on him rightfully so for the tackling. And there was a bit of an effort issue, I think, early on. And I don't know if this was on Mike. Maybe we talked about it, but you know, maybe he was dealing with an injury. And I think that maybe could have been the case because he's the type of guy. He's like an all-effort guy. I mean, he wants to go out there and lay the pain. So I don't know. Maybe he was dealing with something, but yeah, the highest graded DB.
Yes. Now to say if CeeDee Lamb catches that touchdown where the sun was in his eyes, that probably goes down a good bit there.
Drops dramatically.
Yeah. So, but didn't happen either way. So,
yeah, that's been kind of the talk of the town as well. The the stadium, the sun, and we touched on it last podcast, but it's funny. Did you see Mike McCarthy on his one of his interviews this week? There was sun coming through a window, and they had a like one of those sun blockers, so it didn't blind him in his eyes. People were people were laughing at that because like it's ironic. It's like I don't know. I don't get the stadium. Yeah, we touched on it, so we won't spend too much time. But
the other thing is I was watching some other podcast. I don't know what it was, but they actually do have curtains that they can put up for concerts and all this other shit that they have. They have curtains that they actually put up. So it's like, I don't know what Jerry Jones is doing. He's talking about tearing the stadium down to put up curtains when they already put up curtains.
That's insane. That's like $1 billion stadium that he would just tear down. Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah, it's nice to see. And you look at this roster, and I don't know, it's incredible that I don't really see a weak spot.
I think the biggest one would be like defensive end, but other than that, I don't think it's that weak. I wouldn't call it a weak spot, but
well, even Huff. I mean, I don't know if like Fangio's protecting him or whatever, but even Huff is kind of coming around. He was graded. What was it? Do you have his thing? He was graded.
I didn't have his grade, but I did want to say that he was a full participant at practice as of yesterday. So,
okay.
Oh, wait, is today Wednesday? Yeah, today's Wednesday. As of today. Sorry.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah, so I look forward to that. And
I guess the wrist is cleaned up. So,
yeah, we got Jalix too, who's I don't know, projected to be pretty much a difference maker. So, yeah, it'll be interesting. Yeah, I mean, and another thing too, I wanted to talk about, like watching the game. You're kind of in the moment. You're not really taking it all in. We had 5 takeaways. I did a little bit of a rewatch. It's like, oh my God, I don't remember that. Like what? Oh, it was insane. Like rewatching the 5 takeaways. Like that's not
defense
easy
defense has been crazy. Just a little note on them. The last 5 games in the 5-game win streak here, the Eagles defense is best in the league, giving up an average of 11 points. That's it.
Take that. I think there's no touchdowns in the last like 3 or 5 games or something like that.
Yep. They've held 5 straight opponents under 300 yards for the first time in 16 years.
Love that.
In each of their 5 wins during this win streak, they've given up 280 or fewer yards as well. The last was 1991, where they had a streak of 10 games.
Okay.
And they've only allowed 50 points in the last 5 weeks, fewest in a 5-week span since 2001.
That's kind of
they gave up. Yeah, dude.
Go ahead.
No, at that time they just gave up 46. There have only ever been 5 other 5-game spans where the defense allowed fewer than 50 points. It's 1974, 1980, 81, 89, and then 2000.
That's kind of insane. I mean, think about like from just like a league NFL standpoint. Like any week, anyone has the capability to just kind of go off for like 30.
Yeah,
and like now we're holding, to 50 in the last 5. You say?
Yep,
that's incredible.
50 or below.
I mean, like this isn't a fluke. This isn't some. And I'll say this: we've talked about it, but we aren't facing lights out quarterbacks. That's why next week we're kind of on the gauntlet here. We got we have Jaden Daniels, then we go Matthew Stafford, then we go Lamar Jackson. So kind of what Clayton brought up on a previous episode. Like this is where we're putting the car on the racetrack. We're putting that sports car down, and this is where we're gonna really see. What we're made of. Because, we haven't really faced, a true stud quarterback. And we're going to get, I'd say 3 of them in 3 weeks.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm excited to see how we pan up. I know you guys, have gave your Super Bowl take or whatever, but this is when I'm going to give my take, after these couple games. So it's like, I just want to see how we fare against, some better QBs, which I think will be okay. I'm not saying we won't. That's just where I'm at.
Yeah, I agree. I'm excited to see Jaden Daniels up close because, like I said, I mean, I've seen, obviously we've all seen the highlights, Hail Mary. But Clayton saw some film on him, and he brought up, he's kind of staring down the receivers a little bit.
Yeah,
I'm
he's the
interested-
number one read QB in the league.
Yeah, so I'm interested to see, I'm interested to see him up close. I'll say that because he is a rookie still, and our defense, I think they're ready to bring it.
Well, listen, the Hail Mary's a stroke of luck, right?
Yeah,
Then they barely. I mean, I'm not going to say they squeaked by the Giants. They beat a piss poor Giants team, but the Giants still kind of held their own in there, and then they get beat by the Steelers last week, which has a great defense, but geez, come on.
yeah,
I'm stamping it.
stamping it,
I'm
guaranteeing a
stamping it,
dub,
dude.
guaranteeing a
I
dub.
want to guarantee. I guess so. Yeah.
Just walk it back. Walk it back.
Yeah.
No, it'll be a good game. It'll be a good game. Here's something I wanted to bring up. This was kind of like a Cowboys sort of topic. We talk about they're in ruins and Mike McCarthy's probably on his way out. That the writing's pretty much on
Sure.
the wall for that. I was listening to PHLY, shout out to that show. I really like that podcast with Berman and Bo Wolf and all those guys. But they brought up an interesting point. I think it was Bo Wolf. Like, say they get Shador Sanders from Colorado.
Yeah.
And then they're bringing in Deion Sanders. I mean, is that a duo you'd like to see twice a year? I don't know if I would.
I figured this is where you were going because it's all over the.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, it's all
Maybe they
over
recycled
the.
it.
Well, Rex Ryan, I saw put it out as well. He kept saying things like, which I kind of like this take, not for the Cowboys, but Rex Ryan, I forget what show he's on. It's on ESPN, but
First take or something like that, or I don't know.
yeah,
No,
something like that.
I know what you mean.
And he put out a take like saying that teams should go to player like not the next coach should maybe be like a guy that maybe played for the team, and he brought up obviously the Texans with D'Amico Ryans, and then what was the other one? It's a newer coach. It's eluding me, but something like that, and that's where he went into the Dion take, But I don't know how I'd feel about that. Dion brings so much extra baggage. I actually like Deion Sanders. I think he's a pretty good dude, but he seems like he brings a lot of extra baggage that I don't know. Maybe Dallas will love that, but that ain't something for me,
It might be too much for Dallas. I mean, they already have a lot of baggage just inherently.
Exactly.
And then, you bring that circus to town. Might end up imploding.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. And then you get Shador, but the other thing you got to realize is that they just paid Dak Prescott, so they're going to take a massive, massive cap hits for that. Considering if they draft Shador, and then do you have a locker room tussle? Who knows?
Straight physical brawl.
A lot of those guys are big Dak Prescott guys, so
yeah, and yeah, I don't know. And their locker room is in shambles as well. Micah Parsons is. Do you see what he said about McCarthy?
Yeah, relatively a little bit. So
yeah,
said he can go anywhere,
And then I haven't looked into this. I actually before we got on, I was listening to this. I guess McCarthy went on and ripped Parsons too, or something like that. He went on a radio show.
Yeah, I don't.
I'll have to look at it. We'll dive into it if it's legit. We'll take a look at it.
Yeah.
Should we get right into this Redskins? Jeez, I'm living in 2014. Should we get into this Commanders matchup?
Sure. If that's what you want to do, I still have a whole bunch of. I got some offensive stats that are pretty cool.
Throw them out there. Yeah, let's do this.
All right.
Throw them out there.
Yeah. First time Eagles have won 3 straight road games by 20 or more points since 1948. Eagles are the 12th team in the last 40 years to win 3 straight on the road by 24 points. They also need 1 road win to clinch their 4th straight road winning season. In 2021, they had 6-3, 7-1 in 22, 5-4 last year. And then I think the last time they did that was with Andy Reid in 2000 to 2004. I know I had set that on the pod a couple pods ago. The Eagles have 854 yards rushing, 10 TDs, and 5.1 yard per carry average in the last 4 games. It's the first time in franchise history. Only 12 other teams have that number from game in 4 games since 1962. And then first team since Washington in 2012 with 4 straight games of 150 yards and multiple rushing TDs. And then the Eagles are the first team with 1,550 yards and 16 rushing TDs through 9 games of a season in 46 years since the 78 Patriots. Last time the Eagles did it was 59, and that was an NFL championship season.
Ooh. Man.
And while we're at it, I did want to put this out there because the Eagles didn't have a lot of sacks in the beginning of the year, but we've come up to 10th in sacks per game with 2.8. I think that's pretty cool.
That is. Man, I love hearing it. Like, we're getting the vibes of like, hey, we haven't done this since, we're looking at like what?
Well, yeah, we're kind of like
60 years. Like, we're really like kind of writing the record books here for, our franchise.
Well, that's why I kind of try to keep doing this. Just so if people are listening, I think it's kind of neat. We kind of are rewriting history. So that's nice. Nice to know.
Yeah. Yeah. And like with the sacks thing, we started off so slow and like how much do you like credit Fangio for this turnaround?
I mean, I credit both coordinators for the turnarounds. Like, it's not like the John Gannon just, you know how John Gannon would just bend don't break mentality, and never changed it. These coordinators have, completely changed and evolved each game, even in the middle of games. So I give all the credit to them.
Yeah. Do we have a Clayton Sutton in here? Maybe he's working it out. Here's something funny that I know we've mentioned in I think we mentioned in the past, the Bond signing, and this came out I think earlier this week. Fangio was asked about it, or maybe this was before the last pod, but he kind of said, yeah, Howie had brought Bond up as, hey, this could be a special teams edge rush guy, and Fangio just goes, no, that's a linebacker, something like that. Yeah. So completely was like, yeah, that was me. That was it.
Yeah, I read that article. It said he was watching tape on him and liked the way he moved and stuff like that, and thought, could potentially play inside linebacker, which I love.
Yeah, absolutely. And so I sent this to you. I sent this to the chat. That little that meme situation. Do you have an answer for that? I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. I'll say it here. So there was a tweet. Zach Bond, Mekhi Becton, Josh Sweat, Milton Williams, and Fred Johnson are all set to become free agents in the offseason. If you could only keep 2 out of the 5, who are you keeping? Who are you letting walk? Maybe you did.
I'd answered it, but if it's only 2 out of the 5, I'm going Becton and Bond. As far as Fred Johnson, I would like to re-sign him as backup. I don't know that he thinks he's a starter in the NFL and he can maybe start somewhere, but I do think I think he's more of a backup player in the NFL. A guy like Josh Sweat, he's only on a 1-year deal. Obviously, I think he's going to want multiple years, so that could kind of get weird. I don't know if I'd give him more than 1 or 2 years, so I'm not sure there. And then Milton Williams, I like a lot. I think we could probably take him for a couple years, fairly cheap because he's a rotational player. So,
yeah, I could ideally see us.
That's my take.
Yeah, I think we could swing for 4 out of the 5.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's realistic. Yeah, Milton Williams just handling Cooper Rush. I am more of a man than you. I will take this ball. Man. Yeah, what else? We got the Commanders game. Zach Ertz. Zach Ertz back at the link. What do you think that's going to be like?
Straight booze.
Do you think so? Oh yeah, do you think no, come on. Booze?
For me, it would be. I feel like
last year before booing Ertz?
Yeah, the last year before he left, I feel like he kind of maybe sabotaged a little bit, with the injury and sat out, and then sitting there all piss faced, So I don't know. That kind of rubbed me the wrong way. So
I get what you're saying. I don't know. I think I'd have to cheer. I was really kind of bummed when he left, but he kind of aligned himself with that the Wentz thing. In my eyes, he really attached himself as a duo to Wentz, and it's I think him pouting and stuff had to do with kind of maybe the Wentz trajectory. I don't know, but regardless, he's a Philly legend.
I don't know if you saw it's the 25-10 podcast with Darren Sproles. It has Deshaun Jackson and Deshaun McCoy as hosts, but they said Sproles was saying that let's say it was like the running back. Again, Darren Sproles is probably the first look in a play. Wentz wouldn't even look his way and go right to Ertz. In some of the plays that called for the running back to be the first progression. So I mean that's kind of where they're at, they're boys. So
yeah, and he's not even listening to the coaches and
right.
Yeah, that's pretty terrible.
So they can take that shit elsewhere. I'm glad it's gone.
Yeah, the writing was on the wall for that one. Yeah.
Let me ask you this: with Slay and this nagging ankle injury, man. Isaiah Rodgers has been really good. Has a 60.1 passer rating, which is the lowest on the team. 13 targets with 6 catches for 29 yards, 0 TDs, and 2 pass breakups. What do you think there?
I think he's playing really good ball. Yeah, I mean, I guess this is a great problem to have, right? I mean, even if we have this squad for just 1 year, I mean, we have depth, and we there are a lot of the times we didn't have cornerback depth. Remember when like the young guys were like the future? It was like Ricks. Yeah. It was like Ricks. Who was it? Help me out here. It was Joe,
Ringo, Ricks, Job, yeah.
And now like he completely flipped that. Now we have like two. I mean, think about how flipping that. We got Q, we got Rogers. We got I mean Ringo's still around and I think he's solid. I think he deserves to be out there. I mean, not with this roster, but he could, I think, play.
I got some Eagles secondary stuff. 9 games into the season, the Eagles are second in yards allowed, 4th in opposing passer rating, tied for 4th with just 8 passing TDs allowed and just 1 during the 5-game win streak. So they only gave up 1 TD. They're allowing 5.0 yards per pass, their lowest figure since 1991 and more than a yard below last year. And within a year, they've gone from the worst to almost the best passing defense with only Reed Blankenship and Slay from last year's main rotation.
Wow.
So that just tells you right there, you know what I mean? Like, and like when you change that many guys, that stuff doesn't happen.
Yeah. Wow.
Ever really. It usually takes years to get back from that. And a lot of that is, Quinyon Mitchell and the rookie. So Quinyon's only allowing 31 passing yards on 5 targets per game and has yet to give up a TD.
I mean, that's just insane. This guy needs to win Defensive Rookie of the Year. I mean, that's just a shame if he doesn't. And it'll be because he doesn't have the flashy stats when you look at it. But man, if he gets 2 interceptions, just get 2. Just get 2 and you'll be right in the front of that discussion.
We need Clayton in here to say it's happening this week.
I know, man. Watch, he's not gonna say it. It's gonna happen. He'll have 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, but man, that's crazy. And that's just like that's Howie too. Flipping that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big moves.
Is Rick's even on the team anymore?
Yeah, I believe he's on the practice squad.
Hmm.
Because I know he was dealing with injuries earlier in the year. I had him on the injury report, so he's definitely on the practice squad.
Okay. Well, yeah. Speaking of injuries, let's take a look here. Let's take a look at Washington. They got their injury report out. Let's see. Linebacker Nick Bellore, he's out. Lattimore, their big trade deadline signing is out, and their kicker, which
pretty huge.
I was intrigued about this kicker. Austin Seibert is out. So those are 3 players that are out, and that kicker position. I mean, unless you got Cameron Dicker running through the tunnel, that could be. You don't really want to lose your guy.
Nope.
Then it looks like they just have some other players. No one really of note, I don't think.
Now, as far as our injuries, I looked at the report today. We only have guys that are limited, other than like Covey, who's been out. So he'll probably come back after this game. But we have limited Nakobe Dean with a groin, Dallas Goddard again's banged up and on ankle, Slay ankle, and then Devontae Smith with a hammy. But I'm going to assume everybody except for maybe Slay might go, but I think Slay will be okay.
Yeah. Yeah, he like you mentioned, he's been kind of like limping around, and it's good we have the depth, but it is kind of concerning.
The other cool thing is they released Jack Stoll to bring in Mel Lotta, so it looks like he's going to go too. So it's nice to have him back.
Nice. Yeah, that'll be nice. Yeah, Stoll just he's back released. Kind of a revolving door for that guy.
I mean, what are you going to do?
Yeah. I'm interested to see AJ Brown against who's the guy? Who's the guy? Come on, I just had it. He was chirping with him last year and then benched him.
Forbes? Was it Forbes?
Yeah, Forbes,
Yeah.
They were chirping back and forth, and then AJ just sunned him, caught the touchdown, laid the ball right at his feet. Then the dude got benched.
That's what AJ does. He's among 2 players in NFL history to average 75 yards per game and 16 yards per catch in their career, and the other's a Hall of Famer, Lance Allworth.
He's a beast. What's he at for the season here? They have it.
His
553.
Yeah, his 109-yard game Sunday was his 15th 100-yard performance in just 40 games as an Eagle. Only 5 Eagles have more in their career. And it's like D-Jax, Mike Quick, Harold Carmichael, this guy Pete Retzlaff, and Tommy McDonald.
You gotta put respect on AJ Brown's name, like nationally. I don't care. I said this many moons ago, but I mean, look at the top 5s. Who's better than him? I mean, you got Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase went off for what was it, like 200 yards or whatever, but he got locked up by a rookie. AJ Brown is not getting locked up by anybody. Okay, Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson. What's Justin Jefferson doing this year? You know?
Yeah.
You got Tyreek. I mean, Justin Jefferson's already at 831 with 5 touchdowns. Okay, sure, I'll give it to him. You got DK. AJ's better than DK. Tyreek. I'll take AJ Brown over Tyreek. I said it. Hot take. CeeDee Lamb.
I'm taking AJ Brown any day of the week.
CeeDee Lamb. Well, we saw what happened there. CeeDee Lamb can't even look a ball in. Devontae Adams. I mean, give me a break, dude.
Yeah, he's done. And
Stephon Diggs.
I don't even want to talk about him, but yeah.
Who are we going to talk about?
Devontae Adams is like, why the hell would you go to the Jets with a washed up Rodgers? Like, he could have went anywhere. It's crazy to me. Stupid.
Yeah.
That's his own fault. I mean, whatever.
Ill-advised.
Yeah. Dumbass.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm excited for it. And this will be if we go in there. I mean, this is a stretch. We talked about it ad nauseum. If we go in there and win on Thursday, we have what is it? We'll have 8 days. No. We'll have 10 days to be sitting pretty at the top of the NFC East. We'll have total control. I mean, we need this win. This is as must win as I think. I mean, technically not, but I think it is a must win.
Yeah, and I don't think the Redskins have had, or the Commanders have had their bye yet. I don't believe.
No. Yeah,
so we're still a game behind them. So I mean, potentially, does that make us 2 games ahead then if we beat them? You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah. We can't let this impoverished franchise stay around with their false hope. They have this false hope. Oh, we have this rookie quarterback, blah, blah, blah. No, we need to stomp them out. We need to put out all hope in their fan base. It's done. We're the Grim Reapers. We got to throw dirt on them. It's over with for them. I don't want them hanging around. There's no hope for them. There's no hope.
It's time to eat dinner.
Time to eat. And Josh Harris, loser. We could shift to the Sixers real quick.
Oh
Speaking
God,
of Josh Harris.
Yeah,
You
Sixers
got
are dismal.
MB just flat out refuses to play back-to-backs.
He
Have you
played
ever
last
seen that?
night. Did you watch any of it?
No, I haven't watched a game.
Oh
this
my
season.
God, dude, he's so out of shape. It's insane.
Have you ever seen that though? A player just kind of coming out and saying he's not going to play back-to-back games ever?
Yeah. What's the dude from the Clippers?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh God, he played for Toronto. Hit that shot against us to go to and win the.
Kawhi.
Kawhi Leonard. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He don't play back-to-backs ever.
Really? That's
He
insane.
barely plays to begin with, though. So.
That's insane to me.
Yeah, I can't stand it. But you
So
know what? Like it's all like load management to get to the postseason. But I think they're 2-7 or 2-8 right now. It's like you need to go get to the postseason. Yeah, you go get there. So
yeah, you refuse to play. How are you gonna get there, man? I'm gonna retake this, so I'm not gonna save it. I took the Wonderlick. I took a sample Wonderlick.
nice.
I got a 13, which is pretty awful. But here, in my defense, there is a time limit, and I didn't finish it. I only got I think because I was doing something else, and I didn't take it as serious as I should have. But yeah, I got a 13, which is I think it's one below what the average for a janitor is. But
Yikes.
I'm gonna take it again. So on the next podcast, I'll have an updated score. I am not a 13. I know I'm better than that. But they did compare me to Ray Lewis. Ray Lewis got a 13. So hey, I'll take it.
Yeah. Maybe you can play linebacker.
Yeah, there you go. You know, on our current team, who got a 0?
Vince Young.
No, on our current Eagles roster.
Yeah, no. I know Vince Young was one of the worst.
Yeah, I don't know if you can get worse than a 0, but Saquon Barkley.
Jesus.
But you got to
What
think.
happened there?
Well, you're Saquon Barkley. You walk in the room and some GM puts a test down. I'm walking out of that.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
come
agree.
on. But 13.
It was
13.
Especially in New York.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm good off any test you want to give me. But I feel good about this upcoming game. I really do. Vinny Curry, the boy Vinny Curry's retiring an Eagle.
Yeah, good for him. Good for him.
Yeah. He's had a good career. Super Bowl champion. And man, what else? What else am I looking for? I think the key to the game for me, and I think it's going to be, can our D-line keep it up, and can we neutralize this rookie Daniels? I think that's going to be important.
And I definitely think we can. I don't know if we'll get to the quarterback. I mean, I obviously hope we do, but I mean, obviously he's mobile and can move around a good bit. But I do have a lot of faith in our secondary, and especially the way the linebackers are grading out in coverage and stuff like that. So as long as Vic's, willing to make changes if it needs to be. I don't know. I wouldn't take a prediction on how many sacks we'll get. I mean, maybe 1 or 2, but the guy can get out and get away. So that's the one issue. I don't know if you're going to want to try to spy him if it gets to be a little too much, you know what I mean? And spy him. So
yeah,
I'm with you there though. I think we can handle it.
Yeah. Yeah, me too.
Try to not turn the football over on offense, starting to coming into these big games. And I know I said this last week, I was all tuned up, but we got to start playing fast in the first quarter.
Yeah, 100%. Can't let teams hang around, especially when we start playing these good teams. You gotta make it count every second.
Yep, can't get behind.
Well, all right. Yeah, I feel good. Do you want to do predictions? Should we predict it?
Yeah, I'm gonna go 21-14 Eagles.
21-14. I like it. A little tight. I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'm kind of in the same ballpark. I'm gonna go. Man, I think we do another 30 burger. I think we really come out to a 30 burger. I'm gonna go 30. I don't know, maybe 30-17. 30-17. I like it.
All right.
And then let's go. Do you got anything else you'd like to bring up? Like to discuss?
Oh, nothing crazy. No, I'm good.
All right, let's go Birds. Go Birds.